In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be having a look at how you might go about starting a smart home using Aqara. Check it out. What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Some of you that have been subscribers for a little while now will know that just before Christmas I moved to my new house, and since then I've been slowly but surely building up my new smart home with various different products, and the brains of the operation, what binds everything and controls everything, is HomeAssistant. And that's where Aqara comes into the fold. So I'm going to be creating a mini series probably consisting of about 3 different parts, and each part is going to focus on a key area or aspect of the design of actually creating my smart home using Aqara's products. And although this video is sponsored by Aqara, they're just providing me with the products. They're not actually giving me any direction or telling me what to do, and they also don't watch and review these videos before they go live. I'm also going to try and stagger these videos, so when I put a part out, if you guys have got any suggestions or ideas for how to actually improve my designs using the Aqara products, then you'll be able to do so, and I'll be able to make those changes and implementations for the next video. For this first video, we're going to primarily focus on the actual planning process, so I'm going to be sharing with you my actual ideas and plans for where I'm actually going to place Aqara's devices and how I'm actually going to go about setting them up. We'll also look at the different methods for using Aqara's devices, so whether you want to keep it in the Aqara ecosystem and use their hubs to link up all the devices, or you want to integrate those devices into existing smart homes like HomeAssistant, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing. And of course, if you've got any good tips or unique use cases where you've used Aqara devices in your own homes, then do let me know what they are in the comments below. Let's get into it then. Before you start purchasing any products for a whole house setup, you should at least first test a few of them out, just so you get a feel for how they work and to actually decide if you like them or not. And this goes for any product range, not just Aqara's. The other thing you should think about is how you're actually going to connect them up and what methods you're going to be using. What's great about Aqara's product range is the fact that they're all Zigbee 3.0 certified. Aqara also recently announced that they're going to be supporting both Thread and Matter in some of their new products, and this is also going to come to some of their older products, so if you do own some old products, you're not going to be left in the dust, and this is just nice to see that they're going to be doing that. By far, the simplest method for setting up and connecting your Aqara devices is by making use of one of Aqara's hubs. The hubs come in a few different variants, and each variant has its own set of unique features and differences. But ultimately, the hubs all offer the same thing, which is a simple and convenient method for connecting and setting up your devices, all centrally from one location. The setup process of linking a device to the hub is very quick and simple, and you can do it within a few seconds. Once you have done that, you can make use of the Aqara app, and you can start writing your own automations and scenes, and this is where the power will start to come in. If you're only using the Aqara ecosystem, that's pretty much all you need to do, is just grab a hub, grab a few devices that you want to make use of, and then you're good to go. If, however, like me, you already have an existing smart home system, you might not have a need for the Aqara hub, as you may already have a Zigbee coordinator to actually connect all your devices to. So that already is a big saving for you, as you don't need to buy the Aqara hub and have another hub in your collection. Or if you don't have an existing coordinator, or maybe you're moving from an Aqara only smart home over to HomeAssistant, then the Aqara hub is still a great choice. With the Aqara hub, you can link this directly to HomeAssistant, and any of the child devices that are connected to that hub can be passed through to HomeAssistant, and you can use those devices then in your own scripts, scenes and automations, just like you would with any other device. And that's a great option for anyone to use, especially if you are moving over to HomeAssistant. But one important thing to note here is that if you are making use of the Aqara hub as your main coordinator, you won't be able to pair other Zigbee devices, so things like your Philips Hue bulbs or other Zigbee products. You'll only be able to link your Aqara devices. In addition to being able to pair the devices to the Aqara hub and using the Aqara app, or pairing the devices to HomeAssistant and using HomeAssistant, you can also pair the devices to the Aqara hub and use the devices through HomeKit. However, the process of setting up and using the devices with HomeKit isn't something that I'm really going to be touching on in this little series. In the next video, when I actually get onto the installation, I'll be covering all of those different methods, so that way if you are using one of those set methods, you'll be able to just follow along. Having used a lot of Aqara's products in my old house, I roughly knew what kind of devices and sensors that I wanted to make use of, and just to help me a little bit further, I decided to create a rough floor plan of my current house, just so I could decide where things were going to be placed. And this isn't something that you have to do, but I personally found that this really helped me, especially with deciding on what automations I wanted to happen in various spaces, but also what informations I wanted to get from various areas and various rooms. Sparing no expense, I made use of Microsoft Paint and just added some little splodges to my floor plan for where I wanted these various different sensors and devices to go. I could then just tally them up and decide on what I actually wanted and what I didn't really need. By making use of my floor plan, I was able to decide on some of the devices and sensors that I wanted to make use of. So in this mini series, I'm going to be making use of some motion sensors, some windows and door sensors, some of Aqara's T-Vox sensors, some temperature sensors, some wireless buttons, some roller drivers, some leak sensors, and also some of Aqara's light switches. There may also be a few other devices and sensors, but we'll get to those as we start doing the installation. Out of all of the Aqara products, one that I hadn't really played around with before were the light switches, so I got a couple of these just to try them out, just to make sure that I did like them. The light switches again come in a couple of different variants. You've got the single or double gang switches, and then you've also got the neutral or no neutral versions of these. The key differences between the neutral and the no neutral version is the fact that the neutral version offers power monitoring and also overload protection, whereas the neutral version doesn't. But with the neutral version, you obviously don't need that neutral wire. Having played with the switches, I was happy with them, and one cool thing that I didn't know you could actually do with them is you can actually decouple the switch and the relay, so this allows you to independently control them, so you might not necessarily want the switch pressed to actually turn that relay on and off, so if that's something you were interested in doing, you can do it with the Aqara switches. Once you've decided on the kit that you actually want, you can go ahead and order it. And when you order it, there's a ton of different retailers and locations you can actually pick the Aqara stuff up from. You can now even pick them up directly from within Apple stores. Again, checking out and testing some of these devices before you go ahead and make a big order is definitely something that you should be doing, just in case you don't get on or agree with the devices. If you start off small, you can always expand, and as it's so modular and it uses Zigbee, it's very easy to just add more in the future. And there we are. I've got a rough plan and idea of what I want to do and what I want to achieve with the Aqara tech, and in the next video we should... So, as I was saying, we've now got this big box of tech, and in the next video I will be showing you the setup and installation of some of this stuff, as well as giving you a bit of product information so we actually know what it is we've got and how we go about using it. This has been a bit of a different video, but if you have enjoyed it, or maybe you want to find out what I actually do with this stuff in the future, then don't forget to drop me a like, and if you're not already, hit that subscribe button and ding dong the notification bell. You'll then be alerted to when that future video is. And as always, a massive thank you to these awesome dudes. These awesome dudes are my Patreons. If you're interested in helping support my channel, which in turn allows me to create content like this, then you'll find a link to my Patreon in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.